Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Educational AD Podcast and another Monday Huddle book recommendation. We're going to be right back with book recommendation number 4, a must read for any AD. But first, as always, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors. So take the next 3 minutes, listen to these shout outs, then listen to our book recommendation, and then go and visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. Here we go. We want to say thanks to Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack for their support of the podcast. In my school, we use surveys for just about everything for student athletes, for coaches, and for parents. And the information that came back was incredibly valuable, and it will be for you too. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create a custom survey that lets you take the pulse of every one of your stakeholders. That's athleticsurveys.com. We also want to say thank you to Hometown. Hometown continues to change the game for schools and organizations with their solutions that include things like, digital ticketing. They're still the number one provider for schools and colleges. But how about fee-free fundraising, athletic website construction, and a whole lot more? Go to hometown.com. They're going to show you how to save time, raise more money, and bring your community together. That's hometown.com. We also want to say thanks to Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you're looking for a really cool way to showcase your school record boards or your school's Hall of Fame, go to their website and take a look at their interactive touchscreen video consoles. You put one of their units in your gym lobby or your main school hallway, it's going to be like a magnet for kids, for coaches. How about sponsors? The website is vitalsignswalloffame.com. We want to say thank you to Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years. As an AD, we were a Huddle school. And your student athletes, your parents, and your coaches, they're just going to love the Huddle platform. Go to huddle.com, join the 8 million users, turn your school into a Huddle school. We also want to say thank you to Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. My assistant AD, along with thousands of others, got his master's through the Ohio program, and while they were earning their degree, they also completed 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge. Check out Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. We want to say thanks to our good friends at Gipper. Go to Gipper.com and let their team turn you into a social media marketing guru. Gipper is going to provide you with the tools to help share your story, engage your audience, and grow your athletic brand. Ensure all the content is made with official logos and colors, no matter who's creating it. And save your branding in the Gipper library and then apply it to new content instantly. Go to Gipper.com to get started, and don't forget to mention the podcast. We want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive indoor score tables and video boards. Probably the best purchase I ever made was our Sideline Interactive indoor score table. Go to sidelineinteractive.com for more information. We also want to say thanks to Home Campus. Whether it's scheduling, rosters, or results, Home Campus is a game changer. Their athletic eligibility and clearance platform alone, you got to see it to believe it. Go to homecampus.com to get started. Find out all the great things they can do for you. That's homecampus.com. And we'd like to thank Snap Raise. If you've ever spent weeks and weeks with a fundraiser and been disappointed in the results, I'm telling you, those days are gone. Go to snapraise.com. We used it at our school and had tremendous success, and so will you. Check out all their other great platforms. But if you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it, and it's Snap Raise. That's snapraise.com, and don't forget to mention the podcast. Hey, everybody, welcome back to another Monday Huddle and our 4th book recommendation, what we're calling must-read books for athletic directors. All of these are from my own personal library that I've collected over the years. This week, again, they're all great, but we've got another great one. The book is called Beyond Winning by Gary Walton, The Timeless Wisdom of Great Philosopher Coaches. Really enjoyed this when I first came across it years ago, and I know that you're going to enjoy it when you add it to your library. Again, the book is called Beyond Winning, The Timeless Wisdom of Great Philosopher Coaches. And I think the title says it all, Beyond Winning. Because as educators in athletics, we know the scoreboard does matter, but it's not the whole story. Walton reminds us that truly great coaches, names like John Wooden, Vince Lombardi, Bear Bryant, Tom Landry, they weren't just masters of the game, they were teachers of life. And I think this book challenges us to think about what we're really building, not just programs, but people. And what I think makes Beyond Winning a must-read for leaders in education-based athletics today, even though it was first published in 1992, I think it's a must-read because the stories that he shares are, in fact, truly timeless wisdom, and that we need to see the return of the philosopher coach now more than ever. Now, Gary Walton, he was a professor, a historian, a lifelong student of leadership, and he studied the lives and the philosophies of these great philosopher coaches. Some of them you will have heard of, others you might not have heard of, not just to collect quotes, but to uncover how they thought. In the book, Beyond Winning, Walton explores how these, and he uses this term, philosopher coaches, built programs on timeless values like discipline, integrity, humility, faith, and the pursuit of excellence through character. His thesis is pretty simple, but actually at the same time very profound. The best coaches go beyond winning. They teach wisdom. And he examines how these legendary leaders shaped young people far more through their own example than from their playbooks. They all saw athletics as an educational arena, a classroom of effort, teamwork, and resilience. Winning was the byproduct of doing things the right way. I don't know if I first heard that through this book, but I remember hearing it and loving it and stealing it, if you will. It's a phrase that I've shared with kids, coaches, and parents at every stop I've made since first reading it. Winning is the byproduct of doing things the right way. And this book isn't about nostalgia. It's about rediscovering the soul of coaching in a world that often forgets why we do what we do. Now, for athletic directors, this book gives you specific language and hopefully inspiration to lead with educational intent. Walton reminds us that our job isn't to create programs that are chasing trophies or banners. It's to shape programs that develop people. And he looks at how coaches like John Wooden, Vince Lombardi, built cultures of excellence that lasted far beyond their own careers because they started with principles, not just pressure. I think as an AD, you can see this as a challenge. Are we measuring the right things? Are we investing as much in character as we are in competition? Walton writes, if success comes without meaning, it leaves nothing behind. That's the kind of quote that you can share with your coaching staff or your teams, even your school board, because it reframes athletics as a long-term investment in human potential. I'll say it again. If success comes without meaning, it leaves nothing behind. Now, for your coaches, or if you're a coach listening to this, we want you to lead as a philosopher, not just as a technician. I think this speaks directly to the heart of coaches everywhere. Walton calls us to think like a teacher philosopher, someone who uses the game as a medium to teach life lessons. He examines the habits and beliefs of the greats. He mentions Wooden, who taught success is peace of mind, and Vince Lombardi, who believed the quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence. The takeaway from the book, coaching isn't just about strategy, it's about substance. It's about asking yourself, what values am I reinforcing every day? Do my players know who they're becoming? not just what they're achieving? Am I teaching them how to win in life, not just on the field or on the court? Walton calls this the philosophy of coaching, the ability to translate every practice, every film session, every loss into a lesson about perseverance, humility, and yes, leadership. And when coaches embrace the mindset, their programs don't just produce victories, they produce legacy. Now, in today's athletic world, with social media, with peer pressure, with rankings, with NIL talk, with transfer culture, beyond winning, I think brings us back to what truly lasts. It reminds us that the best programs are those that stand for something deeper than the final score. That's where educational athletics lives, in the space where competition meets character. And that's why this book still hits home. Because when the lights fade and the trophies tarnish, what remains is who you become in pursuit of excellence. Walton's philosopher coaches understood that. They knew that sports were simply a stage for the greatest human lessons of all: teamwork, sacrifice, resilience, humility, and yes, love of the game. And if that's not the heart of education based athletics, I don't know what is. So here's my encouragement to every AD and every coach, every parent who might be listening. Pick up a copy of Beyond Winning by Gary Walton. Read it as a staff. Discuss it at your next leadership retreat or your next coaches meeting. Ask those hard questions about what your program truly stands for. Because as Walton reminds us, the greatest victories aren't just on the scoreboard, they're in the lives you shape along the way. When you lead with purpose, teach with heart, and coach with wisdom, you're already beyond winning. You can find Beyond Winning, The Timeless Wisdom of Great Philosopher Coaches by Gary Walton, wherever books are sold. And if you'd like more insights and stories that celebrate leadership and education-based athletics, continue to listen to the Educational AD podcast. Because here, I think we're not just chasing wins, we're chasing wisdom. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD podcast. And before we go, of course, we want to give a shout out one more time to our great sponsors. Thanks to Gipper. Thanks to Vital Signs Wall of Fame. I want to say thanks to Snap Raise and Huddle. Thanks to Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. I want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive Indoor Score Tables and Video Boards. Thanks to Home Campus, Ohio University's Online Masters in Athletic Administration. And thanks to hometown.com. Thanks again. We'll see you next time on the Monday Huddle on the Educational AD podcast.